A narcissist's evil deeds makes them a perfect vessel for demonic spirits. When a narcissist attacks you, they don't do it alone. There is a demonic spirit that assists them in their evil actions, and that demonic spirit sees you as a big enemy. How would you know there's something dark and evil surrounding the narcissist and it's targeting you? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to share 5 signs to tell you are under the attack of a narcissist demonic spirit. If that sounds interesting, stay until the very end. I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. As I share these signs one by one, share your experiences in comments below. Because who knows, your experiences may end up helping a lot of people. Psychologically speaking, it is delusional to think that a narcissist is accompanied by a demonic spirit, because as per science and psychology, such a thing does not exist. But we are not looking at this situation from a psychological perspective today. We are talking from a spiritual and a religious perspective. And those who have been through this hell, those who have witnessed the evil I'm talking about, exactly know what I'm trying to pinpoint. Number 1, you yawn a lot when around the narcissist or even in their absence. Why? Because they are energy vampires. They literally drain the life force out of you. When you're dealing with a narcissist in any capacity, you're not just dealing with that individual, you're also dealing with that demonic spirit. Call it Jezebel or a jinn, which is why it feels so dense and heavy to talk to them. A single conversation that lasts for, let's say, a minute or so can drain you, and you might need to rest for hours afterwards. Why? Because it's not just you talking to that person, as I said, it is something else. That entity's presence is so overwhelming that it penetrates your energetic field. And it just during that interaction, that back and forth, you lose a lot of energy doing what? Protecting yourself. You yawn a lot because your nervous system is also getting dysregulated. And when you yawn, that means you're trying to regulate yourself. You're trying to feel calm. And what does that tell us? Deep down, you are terrified of them. Not only them, something that is lurking in the shadows. You can feel it in their voice. You can feel it in their behavior. You can see it in their eyes. If you know what I'm talking about, share your experiences in the comments below. Sign number 2, you're really angry without reason, really agitated. You're lashing out at your children when you do not want to do so. This is not your personality. You are acting out of character. Why? Of course, that narcissist is pushing your points and you have had enough. You are tired, you're fatigued, and you feel tied to them. You feel stuck. It's also that demonic spirit that is doing its stuff, that is irritating your soul, that is irritating your brain, because demons know how to do that. And that's what is making you act differently. Unfortunately, when you are in the presence of such negative energy, it changes your behavior. You might have seen it in all those people who are possessed by something evil. They're really angry, furious, rageful. That is one of the main traits of devil himself. So you can see that. You absorb some of it. Of course, you do not lose yourself, but you can see that agitation. Psychologically speaking, it is maybe the activation of fight response, as I was explaining. But spiritually, it is that demonic influence. It is that negative energy trying to change you inside out. And your anger, the display of it, means you're trying to resist that change. Number 3, you are struggling to get things done. Granted that you experience adrenal and chronic fatigue because of prolonged exposure to chronic stress. But this type of fatigue is something else. It's soul fatigue. You have zero motivation to move forward. You do not want to go within. Maybe you had a meditation practice. Maybe you were in touch with God before, divinity. Your soul was connected with the higher self. It seems like your faith is wavering. It irritates you to talk about things that can possibly connect you with the source. Why is that? Because that demonic spirit knows if you were to go within, if you were to connect with the higher energy, you will become a big threat to them. Lack of motivation can be a trauma response, but sometimes that laziness comes from the demonic influence. You can literally feel somebody sitting on your body. That could be a trauma-induced psychosis in rare cases, but in a lot of cases, it's true. I have personally experienced some things like that, where you want to move, where you want to make things happen, but you feel like your hands are tied. Your legs are not moving forward. You have what it takes to make things possible, but it feels like somebody's stopping you. Somebody's putting those thoughts in your head. If that is the case, you need to know there is something going on here, and you need to run away from that narcissist because the enemy does not want you to move forward. Sign number 4, this one is super specific, premature hairfall. Yes, it's true that elevated cortisol levels can lead to premature hairfall. That is one of the main causes. Stress causes these problems, but when you are in the presence of a being that's from hell or made of fire, what else are you going to expect? Naturally, you're going to experience problems like hair fall. You will feel like you're aging. You feel like your skin is burning. You feel like there is no peace whatsoever. That's caused by anxiety, but this is a different kind of disturbance. You feel like there is somebody watching you constantly. No matter what you apply to your hair, this hair fall does not stop. And quite miraculously, when you leave that narcissist, all of a sudden it stops. Yes, the stress has reduced. That's true. But then you feel the change, you feel the glow. Everybody tells you, oh, you look younger. What are you doing? What happened? If that is your experience, share it in the comments. Sign number 5 in the last one. You feel hungry all the time. No matter how much you eat, you're not able to fill the void that is left behind because of the spiritual disconnection. That entity knows you cannot live with God. You cannot experience different vibrations, because if you do, they will be threatened, they will be attacked, and they won't be able to stand you. So you try to fill yourself with all sorts of things, but you're not able to satiate yourself. Of course, overeating can be a trauma response. It's a form of mitigation, but in this context, it's something else. You try to fulfill that need by trying different foods, but let me tell you this. The only way to fulfill that need and to protect yourself from this demonic spirit is to connect with the higher source. And you must understand, whenever I talk about demonic spirits related to narcissism, I'm not abdicating responsibility. I'm not saying, oh, narcissists do not know what they're doing and these demonic spirits make them do things. Of course not. I'm just saying that they play a role. They make things worse. That was it for today's episode. Let's bring it to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.